welcome to a new video. This video is about so many different things. There's some stuff that I really didn't know about even though I grew up here and I moved when I was 19, so it's a little bit different. I never had like a real job in Germany, so I obviously didn't know some of the stuff, but I wish somebody would have told me some of these. Some of them I just learned recently because some changes in my life, so now I can say it. I am leaving the position that I'm in right now and I will be going to a new job. one one thing is I didn't know, nobody told me at all, and I wish somebody did, was when I first came back and started my job that I'm still currently in but leaving soon. um, they gave me like a little form and they told me, hey, put all your information on there, like your bank information, your tax, all that stuff, tax number, and like what tax bracket you want to be in. So in my head I'm thinking it's kind of like a W-4, you know, that you do how you do in the US. You just put in hey, and then if you want to make some changes, you just make some changes. So I put on there I want to be 3. My husband isn't working yet, and you know, we have a child. So then I looked yesterday randomly at my pay stubs and it says on there 4. And on the first one it says 1. So I'm like, this is so weird, makes no sense. So my mom actually does taxes here in Germany, and she's a Steuerberater. So when I asked her about it, she said, well, you're supposed to go to some kind of amt and let them know, and they will let the Finanzamt know, and they will let your work know. I was like, really? Why didn't nobody tell me this? Like, I've just been paying more taxes and not even knowing it. So it is what it is. It's too late. I have definitely learned from it now, so before I start a new job I'm actually going to go to that amt and going to say that I want to switch it. So stupid. Another thing is the way the taxes are done here. I don't understand it. I want to be honest, I don't understand it. It's way different from the US. In the US I just went on like TurboTax and just did it. Here it's very, very different, so I'm definitely going to have somebody do it for me. I'm not doing it myself. I'm not going to mess that up. Another thing that was kind of weird, and I should have probably read my contract a little bit better. I feel like I'm so Americanized. I'm just like signing my life away. It could have said like horrible things like you owe us $1 million if you leave. I wouldn't have even caught that, and probably would owe right now $1 million. So I thought I just put in my 2 weeks and move on. Turns out for that job it's 4 weeks. So I put in my 4-week notice. Then I got an email saying, hey, in your contract it also states that it has to be by the 15th or by the end of the month. You can't just like quit, hey, it's like the 23rd of the month, like it's my last day. You can't do that. So I had to rewrite it again and make it out for the last day of the month. Very, very different. So you can't just like up and go. Like in the US you can just stop showing up, but here you actually have like a contract and you can't break that contract and they can't break their contract. So that was very, very different. Another thing is that I don't think I even talked about yet is driver's license. So when I was a young chicken in Germany, I actually started my driver's license here. My poor dad had to pay for it. Thank God he didn't pay for the whole thing, he just paid partially. And because then I fell in love and moved to the US, and I was actually able to do a driver's license for way, way cheaper. So here it would have been like probably like 1,700 at that time, like 1,700, 1,800. Now it's like well over 2,000, I think, and it takes like 3-4 months to get your driver's license here. Well, there I paid $18, and I want to say I did the test like a few days later, and then I not the real driver's license, the long one that you had somebody with you in the car that has a driver's license. So I had that one for like a month, maybe not even a month. But then I just did my driving test, and that same day I got my driver's license. It was so easy. Like, I barely even spoke English and I got it. So I was really worried when moving back here that I couldn't afford a driver's license. Thank God, like thanks to the internet, I was able to find out that I originally made my driver's license in New Mexico, but had a Arizona driver's license. But both of those states are on the list of driver's licenses that you can just get changed here. So me and my husband both had ours changed. So we just had to take new pictures. They couldn't be like older than a year, I think he said here. And then so we got pictures done. That was like what, $15 each, so like $30. We had to find a translator, so they had to translate our driver's license, which I think is ridiculous because it's just a name and a bunch of numbers. Like, they could have figured that out, but whatever. So we ended up paying like $80 for that. Way too much. And then we each had to pay 35 euros for a new driver's license. And then they took our driver's license away. Another problem was on the American driver's licenses, at least from New Mexico or Arizona, I noticed when you get a new driver's license, it doesn't say like when you first got your driver's license, it just says from when to when it's good. So they're like, well, how can you prove how long you've had your driver's license? And I was like, well, I guess I can ask the MVD to send something over, like, but they just said it's okay, it's already over 5 years or whatever that I had this driver's license, so it shouldn't be any more issues. I don't have to worry about like the insurance and all that stuff, like to pay extra because I didn't have my driver's license for that long. So but it didn't take very long to get this done. The longest was the wait for my driver's license to come in, and I think that was like 2-3 weeks. Actually, it was a little bit over 3 weeks, but I still had my driver's license, so I could still drive. That wasn't a big deal. But I was really nervous because I kind of waited like till like last minute, and my American driver's license was expiring in June, so I was like, oh my god, they need to hurry up because I need a driver's license because otherwise I can't drive anymore. And they made it. It was all fine. Already talking about cars, I wish I would know how to drive standard. Like, I could drive it, no problem, but I think every like red light, or if I would ever park like on a hill, it would take me like hours to leave because I would either put too much gas on or not enough. So I wish I would know how to do it because it is really hard to find an automatic car here. And if you do find it, it costs like double what it normally costs because standard is hard to find, which is really frustrating. I mean, we found a car and all, but I feel like I could have, for the same money, gotten a better vehicle if I was able to drive standard, but I just don't feel comfortable with it and I want to learn it. But right now, I don't think I even know anybody that would let me practice on their car that has a standard on it. Another thing is, my sister used to say, oh my gosh, the insurance is so expensive here for the cars. If you look at what we paid in America and what we pay here, it's nothing. We pay here every 3 months the amount we paid in 1 month in America, and that was with no accidents, not even like full casco, like not even like full insurance on the vehicle. Full insurance, we paid way more in America. So we were like, okay, I mean, it's, if you look at how much people like get here paid and all this stuff, it is kind of high, but in all reality, it's really not that bad. Let's move on to apartments. So here you do a contract, and they tell you how long before you can move out. You have to let them know. So in the most places in Germany, it's 3 months. I know in the US, like we would always sign for like a 6 months or a 1 year lease, mostly 1 year leases. And then either we can ask them if we can stay a little longer and like sign another lease, or you find something else. Here, you can live as long as you want to, unless they ask you to leave, but if you pay everything and they're not trying to sell the house or anything. You're good. You can live here for freaking 20 years if you want to. You just have to let them know 3 months before if you want to move. I also heard that if you want to move sooner, if you let them know, sometimes you can talk to them, and if they already have somebody that is interested in the apartment, or you know somebody that's interested in the apartment that will take over for you, you don't have to worry about like any penalties or anything like that. We actually recently started looking at more apartments because my husband found a job and he's going to accept it. There's just a couple more things we need to take care of, which I'm sure will be done the next week, and then next month he's going to probably be starting, so we want to get something nicer, maybe not so high up because we're right now on the 3rd floor, and with a small child it's just hard with like grocery shopping and all this stuff. And then my husband was really excited about getting, like, I don't know if you guys know what rouladen means. It closes like by the window so nobody can look in. It also keeps like the warmth in the wintertime and keeps the sun out in the summertime, so it like cools it a little bit. And I don't know, I guess I never noticed that there were places that didn't have that. And when I signed the contract and moved in here before he came, the first night I stayed here, I was like, oh my god, there's none even here. So I feel really bad. So the next apartment definitely has to be like ground floor, first floor, and has to have rouladen. Like, this is not like negotiable for me. Like, it has to have it. And another thing, like, I guess I'm just a freaking idiot. I didn't understand because let's say our rent is 400 euros, right? We have a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. Then we pay 150 for utilities. So we paid that, and then I kept getting like something in the mail that said like I have to pay 27 euros by the 1st, and I paid it, and then the next month it came in, and I was like, what? Why is this coming? Because I'm paying already 150. So it turns out that not everything is included, so you still have to pay a certain amount. So we paid it every month, and then in January, February, or something like that, I don't remember exactly when. Oh, sorry, I have it here right there. We got a letter that we still owe 260 something euros, and I was like, for what? And that is, so you pay like your basic amount, and I don't know who decided on the 27 euros, if it is from the last people that lived here, or that's just the minimum because we didn't say anything how much we wanted to pay. So we paid 27 every month, but our actual bill was the 27 every month plus, for the time being, from October till December. We also had a 260 something euros, which was kind of weird. Nobody explained that either to me. It's really weird. We do have free cable here, so we just had to get a cable, plug it in the wall, plug it into the TV, and it works. So that is great, because in the US we paid so freaking much for cable. Like, there was multiple times that we had to cancel because we just couldn't afford it. So I like that here. I like that we have that. I don't know if every apartment has it, but we have it. Another thing is, I worked in human resources in the US and absolutely loved it. It is not that easy. Like, I got jobs in the US that I would have thought like you needed a degree, you needed like longer time. I did have experience, but that was about it. Like, I had some college credits, but I don't have a degree. And here it's like completely different. Like, if you don't have a degree for those certain jobs, you can forget about it. Like, nobody will even look at you twice, which really sucks, because I was kind of like in a nice job, you know. I was being paid okay. I mean, a little bit more on the higher side most of the time, unfortunately not always. But here I feel like I have to kind of start from the bottom, you know what I mean, like sales. And not that I'm saying like it's a lower job, but office jobs is what I would prefer. But I know in Germany without a degree it's just not going to be possible to get back into it. And another weird thing is, it's probably not weird, but it's weird to me because I'm really Americanized now. In America, everything was done like online, emails, over the phone. Here, nobody will do anything for you unless you send them a letter. And it drives me crazy because it takes so freaking long. But they always say, well, Datenschutz, you know, like it's kind of like a security, cybersecurity. It's good and it's bad because it takes. What did I have to send? I called this place and I was like, hey, I don't have to pay this. Here's the letter, like stating I don't have to do this. They're like, well, you need to send it to me. I was like, well, can I take a picture of it and just email it to you guys? Oh, no, we don't do that. I was like, okay, well, I'm talking to you on the phone. I can just tell you who I am, where I live, and all this stuff. You can just match it up and then just put it in your system. They're like, nope, you have to send us a letter stating exactly that. Fill out a form. You have to sign it. You have to date it. All that stuff. I was like, okay, great. So it took about 2 weeks, and I got a letter back stating they received it. Everything is fine. I don't have to worry about it anymore. So it's just like the little things that I don't know how to say, like you just get so used to that are just easier. And when you come here, they still do it in a different way, and it's just a little bit like slower paced. And I guess that's okay. I just need to get back into that mindset. There's a couple more things that I just thought of. One, resumes. The resumes are done here very, very different. You have, if you think about it, 2 resumes. One just states from what year to what year you work, what your parents did, living situations, all that stuff. And then you have your actual resume where you write like what jobs you have been in, what exactly you did at those jobs, and their information. Your Lebenslauf is like the first one that I said. You usually attach a photo to it. In America, they would never allow that. One, because somebody could say, hey, I didn't get the job because I look a certain way, or because they saw in the picture that I'm Muslim, or that I'm African American, because that would be discrimination, and you could really like sue a company over it. Here, it doesn't matter. I know they have with the discrimination, but they're not as scared as in the US. I've heard people say, I don't want to hire somebody because she's young and she's going to get pregnant soon probably, and I can't hire her for that. In America, this person would be terminated on the spot. Here, I think it's kind of ridiculous that she didn't. Like, it's just kind of weird. Like, you don't, that's a no-no. To me, this is a no-no, especially since I worked in human resources. I was like, my eyes got so big. Oh, and then credit. Your American credit means nothing here. In America, it's important that you build your credit. It's important that you have credit and that you have good credit. Here, it's about how long you've been working, how long you're planning on working, and how much you're making, and if you're paying back your debt. That's all that matters here. So when I first started my job, they told me, hey, we can give you a loan for this and this amount of money. You can buy furniture, take care of everything. In America, it would be like when I first moved to America and we needed some financial help and we wanted to take out a loan. They're like, oh, no, you don't have no credit. I'm like, well, that's a good thing because I haven't had opportunity or the need to go into debt, right? So that's a good thing. This is my first time that I need help, but they don't see it that way. They want to see that you built something, that you took on freaking 20,000 and maybe paid off a quarter of it. Like, it just makes no sense. But I want you guys to know that your credit will not freaking matter here. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Give me a thumbs up if you have any more questions. Just let me know, or any ideas for other videos. I'm excited to make more videos now, and I'm gonna keep trying to post at least 1 to 2 videos a week. I hope you guys have a good day. Bye.